Everyone. How are we doing today? We've got Kick, we've got YouTube, we've got all the friends. I'm so happy. Hello, everyone. How are we all? Let me switch that to this. Hopefully, y'all will be able to see each other's chats in the window here on the right-hand side. That is the goal anyway. I'm just happy that everything is working as intended right now. But yeah, big shout out to Dawn. Shout out Dawn Flurgandy for helping me figure this mess out. Oh, thanks, poor Boomer. I appreciate that. I hope you're all having a fantastic Thursday and you're having a great day so far. Thank you, thank you. So couple of housekeeping notes before we get started. Hi Ted, how's it going? Hi Sally, hello. A couple of housekeeping notes. First of all, shout out to A Bear in the Woods over on Kick for creating our custom intro theme. Thank you to Bear in the Woods. We appreciate you very, very much for doing that for the channel. Yeah, if you guys are here on YouTube, the best thing you can do to support me today is if you're not subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe today. Hit the like button. We are so close to being able to offer memberships for you guys and things of that nature. Hi Eric, how's it going? But yeah, we're like literally less than 30 watch hours away from being able to unlock memberships for everyone on YouTube. So part of the reason we're streaming today as well is to try and get over that threshold, so I can offer that for y'all too. But yeah, if you're on YouTube, subscribe, like the stream. I would appreciate that very much. If you're over on Kick, all I would ask is that you just follow the channel, please. That is completely free, and that would greatly help me out. So thank you, thank you, thank you for doing that. And then just hang out. Let's just chat, have a good time, and hang out together. I thought it would be interesting to discuss a court case today. Now, this is an ongoing matter. It isn't scheduled to go to trial until, hold on. Let me go back here and check. Because I pulled the court docket for this stream. So it isn't actually scheduled to go to trial until February 1st of 2027. However, you guys know that we've been doing a lot of investigations over here on this channel regarding the Kona coffee specifically and the regulations surrounding that, not only from the Food and Drug Administration, but there are very strict and specific regulations surrounding that from the state of Hawaii specifically, to the point where mislabeling Kona coffee is considered a Class C felony, meaning that we could mislabeling Kona could land your ass in jail. Now, will that happen to quartering or coffee brand coffee? I don't know. I don't work for the state of Hawaii, but they're very clear about what their regulations are. Hi, Watcher. Let's fucking go. We're on the ground floor. Yes. Yes. Thank you for being here. But yeah, I thought this would just kind of be an interesting parallel of, in A Christmas Carol, Charles Dickens' famous work, where you have the ghost of Christmas future, and how future Christmas comes and shows Ebenezer Scrooge his impending downfall. I I think that this is that's a good analogy for what we're going to talk about today, potentially. Meme Copium's based replay crew reporting for extracurricular felting. Well, I appreciate you being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's cultural appropriation. I don't know so much about that. It's just, listen, Hawaii is very isolated. It's been a while since I've been to Hawaii, but I have been there before. Everything there is out the ass expensive. But that is because they literally have to import everything to the island because they don't have a lot of you know, they have natural resources, but they don't have easy access to things that we kind of take for granted on the mainland. And in order for them to get that stuff, it all has to be shipped via airplane, and jet fuel is expensive. So it naturally makes certain things more expensive. So the things that they do have that they can consider homegrown, like coffee, for example, like the Kona coffee, they take a lot of pride in that, and they're very protective of this coffee and what it means to them. Let's see what y'all are saying. So over on Kick for Boomer, imagine the Mr. Quartering going to the same prison as Mr. Carmelo Anthony. I'd watch that. That would be a very interesting stream, wouldn't it? I'd pay a quarter, says Shalin. How are you, my friend? Prison stream with text to speech for a quarter. Oh my goodness. That's so funny. Hi, Pedro. How are you? How's the stream looking for everyone? Looking good, I hope. But yeah. Thank you, AI Mod over on Kick. Awesome. All right. Well, we're going to talk about a very interesting lady today. Her name is Patricia Johnson, I think is her name. Let me double check. Yes, Patricia Johnson. We're going to talk about her and kind of see how her story relates to the quartering a bit. Branzo, I bought the Kona coffee on Amazon, posted a picture of the back of the bag that says blend. Yes. Noted that in the review, Jer got my review removed for hate, and it was even a verified review. I would, Branzo, if I were you, I would maybe reach out to Amazon customer service and let them know what's going on, because that is obvious. I mean, you're not trolling, you're not acting maliciously, you're just saying, hey, I brought this product, it says 100% Kona on the front, it says blend on the back. That's not okay. But yeah. But yes. All right, let's go. Okay, so let me switch this over here so you guys can see what's going on. Oh, we're not playing music today, so let me take that down. Perfect. Okay. Now, this story is from October 2nd of 2025. I wanted to start here because this case has actually been going on since 2024, I believe. So I'm just gonna play the video here real quick for you guys. It's 20 seconds, just to kind of give you a quick overview of what we're going to be talking about and how that relates to our ongoing investigation of the Kona. So let's see what, and I believe this is from one of the local news stations in Hawaii. So let's take a listen here.
And 66-year-old Patricia Johnson is facing federal fraud charges for lying about selling 100% Kona coffee for more than a decade. She allegedly made millions of dollars by deliberately mislabeling coffee beans as 100% Kona coffee, even though they came from South America and were purchased in places other than Hawaii.
Watch out for a new text scam.
We're not looking for text scams. But yes, just a quick 20-second introduction for you guys. So this lady lives in Hawaii, was selling coffee, trying to pass it off as 100% Kona, and now is in a lot of trouble. And the type of trouble that she's in, I think, might surprise you guys. So let's go through it. Am I in time for the retired Jeremiah Scamby Feltoning? Sabu, yes, you are. Thank you for being here. For Boomer over on Kick says, in my opinion, Jer is in cahoots with the first player brand owner. I think so too. We know that it is owned by Zach Shutt, who is also the owner of Meta PCs, and I think that it is very possible that they are working together, or at least they have previously been working together on Copy Brand Coffee. and Player One Coffee, considering how long-standing of a business relationship that they have. Meta PCs has been a sponsor of Quartering's channel for many, many, many years. And I mean, if you guys recall to the Steven Crowder stream we did, I think like a month ago or so, they actually made a custom PC for Jer that had like his logo on it, which I thought was like, that's crazy. Jeremy Ford over on YouTube. Each like is another fine for the quartering. Yes, please like the video. Please like the stream if you wouldn't mind. That would really help me out, you guys. The Meta Bowl. Yes. Low Battery says, I don't get lying about it. Jared should have just said he's taking over the company. I mean, that is just speculation, right? We don't know for sure that that he did take over Player One Coffee and that it was rolled over into Coffee Brand Coffee. That's just speculation. There's no actual public-facing documents that I have seen, or publicly available documents that I have seen to confirm that was the case. I think that's just a theory that a lot of people are rolling with, and I think, but I to be fair, I think it's a very fair theory. So Zach can't be too happy with Jared doxing him live. You know what? Let's talk about that for a second. Before we get into this, let's just chat about that, because I actually did a here. Where is my X? Here it is. So I posted something on X a couple of days ago. Let me grab the screenshots here, or the tweets, so I can show you guys in case you missed it. So Jer a couple of days ago was doing his coffee ad, his shilling of the coffee. And he, like he does, you know, he likes to tutorial us and show us how to do things. And when he did that, I grabbed these screenshots right here. Let me see if there's a way to make this a little bit bigger. There you go. So he's logged into his Amazon account, and then in the upper left-hand corner, it says deliver to Zachary in Gilbert, zip code 85233. Now, Meta PCs has 3 locations in the Phoenix metro area. The first is Phoenix proper. That's the location I went to back in April, down by the airport. That's their kind of like big kind of like headquarters. That's like their big store, right? They also have 2 smaller stores that are in retail shopping centers, and those are in Peoria and Gilbert. So that was interesting. And then of course, just to show you guys, so we have the close up here. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong. I'm trying to show you guys this stuff and I'm on the wrong screen. Sorry, my bad. Professional here. So as you can see, so Jer had logged into his Amazon account, and it was set to deliver to Zachary Gilbert 85233. This was 2 days ago, by the way. So this was on Tuesday that this happened. So I thought that was interesting, and then I took like a bigger screenshot of the whole screen just so you guys could see. Yes, he's logged in. He's got 5 items in the cart, and it's delivering to Gilbert, Arizona. Let's see. So that was that one, right? And then I had a bunch of you guys reach out to me, because initially at first I thought, oh my gosh, he's using Zach Shutt's Amazon account. Because at first, my first initial thought was that Jer was using Zach's account to buy the CBC for whatever reason, right? And then a bunch of you guys reached out to me on X and were like, "Hey, Misty, I think that they're like, well, it says it's I forgot about this side of it where it says hello, Jeremy." Cool. And you guys, please, this channel is a place of open discussion. And if I say something that's like completely out of left field or you guys think I'm just totally wrong, please feel free to call me on it, either in the live, in the comments section on videos. Please feel free to do that. I encourage open discussion. All I ask is that if you want to disagree with something I say, just tell me why. Don't just say, "Missy, you suck. This is wrong," and then not tell me why it's wrong. Because I'm human. I'm gonna mess shit up at times, but I want to learn too. So, yeah. So feel free. Just please, yeah. Feel free to tell me I'm wrong. I welcome it. So we had that, and then we had this. We had this pop up here. So, well, not pop up, but this was my. So after you guys reached out to me, this was the kind of effort post that I made yesterday with some theories, and I kind of want to hear what you guys think about this specific theory. So, update. Yesterday, we caught Jer on Amazon, and it appeared as though he was logged in as Zachary from Gilbert, Arizona. My initial thought was that he was using an account linked to Meta PC's owner, Zach Shutt, since we know they have a long-standing business relationship. A few of you reached out to me to let me know that it looked like Jer's account, but he was ordering on behalf of Zachary, which I just showed you guys on those screenshots. Fine. Like I said, Meta PCs has 3 physical locations in Arizona: Phoenix, Peoria, and Gilbert. They're all in the Phoenix metro area, by the way. It's entirely possible that Jer was placing an order for this location. The question is, what was it? And my follow-up question now is why? Why would he be ordering things for Zach or for let's just say it was for the business, right? For Meta PCs. Why is Jer ordering stuff on Amazon for them? That sounds like something a store manager would do, or at the very least, something that Zach himself would do. I don't understand. Let's just, if we assume that Zach and Jer are business partners, or that they're really close, or whatever their relationship happens to be, it doesn't make sense to me that Jer would be ordering things for Zach just to kind of like help him out and be a buddy. That doesn't fly. It doesn't make logical sense to me. What does make logical sense to me is that he could have been placing an order for coffee brand coffee for Meta PCs. We do know that he has said in the past on live that he, hi Key Cat, that he has purchased his own coffee in the past. Well, the problem is that this is completely against Amazon's terms of service for sellers. And we know that Jer has his inventory sitting in an Amazon warehouse because he's told us that before too. So the proper procedure, if he really wanted to provide coffee brand coffee to this Meta PC's location in Gilbert, is for the break room or whatever the case, offer it like free for customers, complimentary coffee, is he should have gone into his Seller Central account and created a removal order. And what that would have done is it would have deducted the inventory on the back end, and it would have it would have also allowed. So I guess the way Amazon does it is you do this removal order if they're holding your inventory for you. They deduct it from your inventory count and they ship it to you wherever you want it to go. they just charge a small fee to ship it out to you, which oftentimes, based on the information I was able to find, ends up being less than what it would cost to buy it from the front-facing customer side of Amazon, if that makes sense. So, just some food for thought. I wanna hear what you guys think about that before we kinda get into, Patricia Johnson and our Ghost of Future Christmas, scenario. But let me scroll up a little bit and see what you guys have to say. Da, 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 da. For Boomer Brian Kick said, who was the target audience for something named Coffee Brand Coffee? I think it was his audience, and I think it was boomers. Other than that, I don't know. Hi, Brubby Movin'. How are you? Thank you for being here. Pedro on YouTube says they found Jack's full address within minutes after that. Nice job. Yeah, I don't think he necessarily thinks about that. I think he uses that particular computer for everything, for his personal use, for business use, and for streaming. And hold on. Excuse me, I had to sneeze. And I don't, and that's just stupid. To use the same PC for everything, or to use the same browsing profile for everything, is freaking dumb, and that's why he's been caught so much. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy we're catching all this shit. I'm just saying it's not smart. Pain is plastic. Hello, fellow Canadians. Kino Casino sent me. Thank you. I appreciate you being here. Let's see. Guys, I'm just trying to catch up on the chat a little bit. Let's see what you guys think. The whole Walmart talk. For Boomer Van Kick says, the whole Walmart talk, is that for the wife or to sell the coffee brand company? That's a good question, for Boomer. Luther and I are teaming up again, just to give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek. We're teaming up again for a new video that's going to come out in a few days about Walmart. And we're going to answer a lot of those questions. So stay tuned for the Walmart video. Let's see. Yeah, Oreo is sitting here. She's staring out the window at present. Rewind that live over on YouTube says, Starbucks really got it all wrong. Turns out they never needed roasting facilities, supply chain stores, or logistics. They just had to drop ship more bags until the profit margin magically doubled. Yes, exactly. Ted, hello, over on YouTube says, last week he was talking about getting crushed on Amazon storage costs over on his gift boxes because he over-ordered. Over-ordered what? Doesn't he source? I think the over-ordering is specific to like the boxes and the packaging on that, because on those gift boxes, he was also offering food, like little snacky items too, and probably, I would imagine that was probably an over-order as well. But yeah, you guys are right. Jared doesn't drink the coffee. He tells on himself constantly. Yes, yes, yes. Da, 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 da. Let me see. I am so far behind. I am so far behind, you guys, because I don't want to miss what you guys are saying. Oh, total MAGA death. Thank you. I appreciate that. Whoa, buddy. Let's see. It was all for my pet meta PC bull, Jeremy Hambley over on Kick. Thank you. Appreciate you being here. Thank you. For Boomer Luther Morgan sent me. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Flavored coffee, is it an American thing? I think so. I've never heard of it anywhere else. I think that is is strictly an American thing. Also, thank you guys for the follows over on Kick. I appreciate that as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Red Pool Jack, thank you for being here. All right, so I just wanted to throw this out here for you guys. Again, it's speculation. I don't know this for a fact. I just wanted to kind of throw a theory out there and see kind of what everyone thought about the whole thing. It's the only thing that makes sense to me personally. But if anyone else has a better theory, or if there's more information that comes out, obviously happy to revisit that. All right. So let's talk about old Patricia here. And again, if you guys are just coming in, if you missed our kind of intro to this, Patricia Johnson is a woman who lives in Hawaii, and she is currently set to go to trial on February 1st, 2027. And she was arrested on charges of falsely selling 100% Kona coffee. So, thought we could go over her case here and maybe kind of see if there's any parallels to what's going on with Coffee Brand Coffee. I mean, his coffee sales business would have went much better with just plain unflavored coffee. I think so too, for Boomer. I think, and this is just my opinion. Now, I've never run a business. I have managed businesses before, so I know something about managing labor costs and supply costs and inventory and all that, right? But I've never owned, and I'll just say that first. I think one of his biggest problems with the coffee company is that he has way too much product. He has way too much variety, and I think that had he had just, like you said, focused on the unflavored roasts and building up his customer base on those, rather than trying to experiment with uh 10 different flavored kinds of coffee, I think he would have had a much easier time building the business. Or he could have gone completely in the other direction, gone full in on the flavored coffee gimmick, and and just done all flavored coffees, but just keep them simple and keep them seasonal. You know, refreshing the inventory every few months, so you constantly have new flavors and new things for people to try. I think he would have, if he would have just gone all in on one or the other, he would have been in a much better position than where he is now. That's just, and then maybe just kept it to 5 products. I think that is just my opinion. But yeah, I think he kind of bit off more than he could chew. Oh my gosh, Hyena Bread, thank you so much for subbing. I appreciate that. Thank you for the sub over on Kick. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate that. That is thank you. Appreciate that. But yeah, let's keep going. Enjoy your emotes and all your things. Thank you, thank you. Dark roast, medium decaf, whatever other flavors do you need. That's it. Low battery, you've got it. You've nailed it. You know, I think I've heard so many people say this, and it's true. I like drinking coffee. I make my own cold brew here at home. And when I'm making my cold brew, I'm just buying regular unflavored roast, and then I will get I'll if I want a specific flavoring, you know, if it's Christmas time and I want peppermint mocha, I go buy the peppermint mocha creamer and put that in my coffee. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Uh Pain is Plastic says we have plenty of flavored coffees here in Canada, but I think it's all import from the US. Yeah, it probably is, I would imagine. You guys have your food safety laws are a bit stricter than what ours are here in the States. I grew up near the Gulf of America, shout out, and it tasted like sipping coffee while having a big crawfish boil. I think that flavor would have worked in beer too. Apparently works with vodka. Yeah. Coffee brand I prefer just has one flavor, beans or ground. Yeah, I mean that's really it. Coffee is such a saturated market as it is. I understand feeling like you need to stand out amongst the crowd, but they're standing out amongst the crowd for all the wrong reasons. And it's like, you guys know the saying, jack of all trades, but master of none. I feel like that kind of applies here. So, um, his dozens of employees must be incredible at delegation because somehow every responsibility has been delegated. Yes, you are very, very true. He's standing out. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Red Pool Jack, can we just find a Hawaiian resident willing to help the cause and send them the cost of the coffee via Cash App? Listen, there are things I can't really say very much right now, but there are things going on behind the scenes. And hopefully I will be able to share more with y'all soon. I want to do a part 2 to the Kona video. But I can't do it just yet. I'm waiting on some things to work themselves out on the back end. Okay. It's so cool that Jer has created a wholesome, welcoming community of people who hate him. It's so funny, isn't it, Pedro? It's so funny how that works. It happens literally with every locale I think I've ever taken an interest in, where the community surrounding them that doesn't like them is like far more welcoming and supportive of one another than like the actual communities that support the creator. Sinstalker, you're good. You're good. You're good. No worries. Do you have to be a resident of Hawaii? I'm going there in a few months, but I don't live there. So, what the Department of Agriculture and Biosecurity needs at this time is they need a resident of Hawaii who has purchased the coffee to come forward and be willing to make a report. So, like I just said, there's some stuff going on behind the scenes. I can't really say much more than that right now, but there are some things that are happening, and hopefully I will be able to provide a part 2 to the Kona story at a later time, but like I said, I have to wait for some things uh to kind of work themselves out first. Can't PPP just move to Hawaii and Airbnb already? Lots of locales can only form. Thank you. But yeah, it really is just gonna be we're in a holding pattern at the moment. But I know we're just having our own little chat, right? All right, let's get into the Kona story, and then and then we can always like circle back and chit chat more about this stuff if you like. So, all righty, all right. So Patricia Johnson, 66 years old, resident of Kona. Actually, she lives in Kona, on the big island of Hawaii. So let's go ahead and read this story. I promise to read it better than Jer. And let's kind of talk about what's going on and why it relates to the things that we've been talking about. Sin Stalker, yes, we are live on Kick and on YouTube. Kick is acting up? The heck? It says it's live on my end, on my dashboard. Maybe try and refresh? Maybe? I'm green. I'm green all around. Refresh maybe? But yeah. Let's go ahead and talk about Ms. Patricia here. So, this story is from October of last year, like I said, but it's still going on. So we have a 66-year-old Kona resident who pled not guilty to federal criminal charges, accusing her of making more than $5.2 million selling 100% Kona coffee. Well, what she called 100% Kona coffee. Turns out prosecutors are alleging that most of this coffee came from foreign sources, foreign countries, and other places in the states like California and Washington. Streams all good. Awesome. Thank you guys for confirming that. Thank you. Oh my gosh, Sin Stalker, thank you for the gift. I appreciate that. Thank you for the gifted sub. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Okay. Okay. So, here's the part that could really screw this lady over. She is being tried for this in federal court. Not the state of Hawaii versus Patricia Johnson. No, the United States of America versus Patricia Johnson. Misty, why is that a big deal? It's a big deal because the federal government has an 80% conviction rate. In their criminal cases, they have something. It's like a ridiculously high conviction rate. And they don't really give time off for good behavior in federal prison. I'm just saying. Okay. So she's in federal court. So Patricia Johnson was charged in a 24 count indictment on September 25th. This was 2025, remember? With 16 counts of wire fraud, 5 counts of engaging in monetary transactions in property derived from specific unlawful activity, and 3 counts of obstructing an official proceeding. You see why I called this Jer's Ghost of Christmas feature? The federal government. Yes. The government, okay, so federal prosecutors wanted her held without bail, blah, blah, blah. Well, no, that's not relevant to our discussion. But yes, they wanted her held without bail. They eventually agreed to a bail scenario. So she is currently out on bail at the moment. Let's see. All right, let's keep going. Even a single email from an actual regulator looking into Jer will send him spiraling. I think so too. Yep, I think so too. All right, so here's the important part. Kona coffee beans have to be grown in Kona, and if it's mixed with other beans, the percentage has to be accurately labeled and marketed. So, if you guys watched, if you haven't, please go watch it. But if you watched and you remember from Hawaii 5 Espresso from that video, and Luther also reiterated this on the most recent Unsolved Coffee Part 5. Go watch both of those videos. You have, like, labeling Kona is very, very serious. It's taken very, very seriously by the state of Hawaii for a few reasons. One of it is actually trademark infringement, of all things. Don't know why, but that's the thing. So it has to be labeled, and it has to specifically say 100% Kona. It can't say like 100% pure Kona or 100% Kona blend. Hawaii is very specific on that, how that 100% Kona is actually labeled on the bag. 7 ounces versus 12 raises so many red flags. Yes, Sin Stalker, you're 100% correct. And I didn't even catch that at first either. Because, like I said, I'm learning about all this stuff at the same time you guys are. I'm just trying to learn it so I can present it to you guys in a way that's digestible and entertaining. But I didn't even know. Luther told me that, and I was like, holy crap, I did not know that. So I'm still learning stuff all the time as well. At least she would get Chicago steak and federal. Yes, you're correct. um, Ahmed, oh, thank you so much for saying that. Unfortunately, we're not quite monetized on YouTube yet. We're very, very close to being able to unlock memberships for you guys. So we can start doing some members only content and things of that nature. So unfortunately, there's really not a way to do that on YouTube right now. Just subscribing on YouTube and liking the stream is really all I ask for you guys at the moment. However, we are fully monetized over on Kick. So if you wanted to pop on over and say hi to Kick Chat, and if you are so inclined, please do not feel like you have to. But if you are so inclined to drop a sub or some kicks over there, please, of course, you are more than welcome to do that. But of course, it's never required. So, but yeah. For Boomer Run Kicks was another question I've been pondering. What is Jer's endgame? I think his endgame was he saw Coffee Brand Coffee as his golden parachute out of YouTube and content creation. I think he wanted a non YouTube related business that he could do and just do that to rely on and have that source of income and not have to do content creation anymore. That's just my theory. Kicks being odd, I wonder why. Everything is green on my end. I don't know. Meh, it makes me sad. It's more like cognac or certain cheeses and then the Authentic French Food Authority. Yes, Red Pool, you are correct. You think the CBC was just a step? That's entirely possible too, but I think he was looking for a way out. I think that him looking for a way out of YouTube is definitely on the table, but I don't know. I guess the only person who really knows what the end game was Jer. So, all right, let's keep talking about Ms. Johnson here. So, firewall updates. Oh, that might be why. That might be why. Okay, so the story says, and we covered this in Hawaii 5 Espresso, was Kona beans have to be grown in Kona, and if it's mixed with other beans, it has to be accurately labeled. Yes, that is true. So, between October 2012 and April 2024, Johnson made millions by advertising, labeling, and selling coffee, quote, described as 100% Kona coffee, when in fact Johnson knew that the coffee was not 100% Kona coffee, unquote, according to the 26-page indictment. So we have almost 12-year period where this lady was allegedly selling coffee, calling it 100% Kona when it in fact was not 100% Kona. So, oh my goodness, Ahmed, thank you so much for 5 gifted subs. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Thank you guys. If you guys got a sub from Ahmed, please say thank you in chat. I would appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. Quebec maple syrup monopoly confirmed. Nice. All right. So, the U.S. Department of Justice, who is the entity that is heading up this prosecution, is seeking forfeiture of $5,260,095 from Ms. Johnson's business. And she was arrested by the FBI. Not local police, not the county sheriff, not even the state police. The frickin' FBI came for this bitch, okay? Over Kona. Over Kona coffee. Jer, are you paying attention? Are you paying attention? Oh, Sin, don't even worry about it. I just appreciate you being here and participating in chat. Thank you. Okay. So she gets arrested. Let's see. Oh, so according to the defense attorney, the federal agents went into her house in April of 2024. So the FBI raided this lady's house for the coffee and the money. Let's just let that sink in for a second. Okay? The FBI, the federal police force, raided this woman's home over mislabeled Kona coffee. Are you paying attention, Jeremy? Okay. Moving on. Federal agents seized more than $830,000 in cash after a series of April 2024 searches of Johnson's business home, storage units, and 4 safe deposit boxes. Hey, Bad Button Masher, how are you? Johnson's Kona Coffee Cafe on Ali Drive opened in the 1990s and purportedly sold 100% Kona coffee in drinks, coffee beans, and chocolate-covered coffee beans. So this lady had a local business, a local coffee shop, and it sounds like it was a business that, now we could do some more digging on this lady's business and see kind of how successful it was up until this shit show happened. But it sounds like she was able to stay in business for herself for a very long time. So it's just, I don't understand why, if you have a business that you've had for over 30 years, why you would do something when you know you live there, you know how how special that Kona coffee name is. I I don't know why you would sacrifice all that just to save some money. Red Ass Baboon over on YouTube says 100% real Kona fraud is an issue even at swap meets and craft fairs in Oahu. I would believe it. I think that it's something a lot more widespread than what our little corner of the internet is concerned about. But some of you guys tipped me off to this lady, and I was like, you know what? This sounds like it would be a good live stream topic. So, let's see. Yeah, Pedro, I get that. What I will say, to maybe maybe kind of ease that black pill for you a little bit, is the state of Hawaii, the Department of Agriculture and Biosecurity, they take these reports very seriously. There are certain things that have to line up for them to be able to take action, but they are happy to take action. And hopefully we will see more information coming out soon. But for now, we kind of are in a bit of a waiting period. So, but let's keep talking about Ms. Johnson here. So she actually closed the physical location, but it's okay. So the actual physical location is now closed, but the online business remains open according to the company's website. We've been holding him accountable as civvies, and he's lost all his precious Funkos. Yes, absolutely, Pedro. You're correct about that. Cool. I just want to make sure we're all good still. We are perfect. Okay, so prosecutors are alleging that she had more than 194,000 pounds of green coffee beans, including 68,000 pounds of pea berry beans from wholesalers in Seattle and Oakland that she allegedly sold as 100% Kona. The beans are alleged to have been sourced from countries like Brazil, Colombia, Costa Rica, Guatemala, Mexico, Nicaragua, basically everywhere except Kona. Right? Everywhere else, excuse me, except where they're supposed to have been coming from. So, let's keep talking here. So, as Mr. Flurgan would say, he sold the funky onks. Yes, he did. The funky punks. Yes, he did sell the funky punks. He did. Sell food in the country with improper labeling. U.S. government, we'll look into it. Try to take your cat with you when you move to Hawaii. FBI freeze. I know. That's the other thing too. Is Hawaii doesn't have the same exposure to certain things like rabies, for example. So if you move there and you have pets, it's a pain in the ass because you have to go through a massive amount of paperwork, and they hold your pets in quarantine, I think, for like 90 days or something. It's wild. Burgundy's theme song is catchy as fuck. It is. It's really catchy. If we end up running into Dawn's stream, we will raid over into Dawn's stream if I can figure out how to do that. But yes. Okay. So she was sourcing beans from everywhere but Kona and calling all those foreign beans 100% Kona. That's what prosecutors are alleging. Federal prosecutors also published alleged communications from March and April of 2021 between Johnson and one of the wholesalers about buying 100 to 150 pound bags of coffee beans. So they have proof of her doing this. Probably text messages, I would imagine they got from a subpoena. Johnson explained that she didn't know anything about regulations regarding shipping African coffee to Hawaii. Ma'am, you've been in business for over 30 years. You live in the Kona region of Hawaii. And you're trying to convince us all that you had no idea about any of these laws? That's a big press X to doubt for me. That's a giant press X to doubt for me. Oh yes, and proof of more deceptive behavior. This is a quote from one of the text messages that was initially released. Quote, "OMG, you're the best. I want to make 2 separate wire transfers so they are not over the $10,000 and you have to fill out papers at the bank," unquote, Johnson replied. So, if you aren't familiar, federal, and I'm not an expert on this, so if I get it wrong, please feel free to correct me in the chat. Federal banking laws state that if you deposit or you receive a deposit in a bank account, whether it's a personal account or a business account, etc., of $10,000 or more, there's actual paperwork that you have to do for that money. Now, again, I don't know the details of that. It's not something I've had the opportunity to look into or the reason to look into it. I just know that that's a thing. So the reason I bring that up is because this text message to me communicates that she knew what she was doing and that she was going to do the two separate transactions so she could potentially defraud allegedly the federal government on banking stuff too. So that's a thing. Cool. I'm getting kick bounties, but I don't know. I don't think we're gonna do that right now. But thank you, Kick, for thinking of me. Appreciate that. I would bet Coop, hi Coop, over on YouTube. Welcome. I would bet my life Jared's coffee is not 100% real Kona, no matter how he means blend. If you addressed this earlier, my apologies. I just now saw the stream. No, you're fine, Coop. We've been kind of talking about it off and on. And that's why this story I wanted to do a stream on it, because I you're right. You're right. I think, Hawaii takes these phrases and these words very seriously. And I think Jer is using blend as more of a marketing term than anything else. But when you have actual laws on the books that say you have to do this a specific way, and if you don't do it this specific way, you're opening yourself up to potentially thousands of dollars in fines and potential criminal charges. You can't really feign ignorance on that one, Consider the following. Selling improperly labeled Kona coffee is a felony in Hawaii. Your first DUI in Wisconsin is a simple driving infraction, and your fourth DUI is there is finally. That's wild to me. That's wild to me that you have to go for a DUI 4 times before it's a felony and like things actually start happening. Selling fraudulent Kona is bad. Keeping the government out of your financial transaction is base. Sarah, that's a fair take. That's a fair take. Okay. So let's keep going. So she had those text messages about the wire transfers. Okay, so here's kind of the next interesting thing about this story. She allegedly changed the name of her account with the wholesaler from Kona Coffee Cafe to other names twice. In September 2023, she allegedly added person B, who's not associated with her business and had no idea, to the name of the account with the wholesaler, which is interesting. And then Johnson bought more than 494,000 pounds of coffee beans from Foreign Coffee Wholesaler 2, according to the federal court documents. Oh, look at this part. She allegedly used a shipping company in Utah for 12 years to conceal the shipments of foreign coffee to her business. Interesting. A shipping company that deals in coffee based in Utah? Do we know any companies like that, you guys? Just saying. In Utah, exactly. Exactly, in Utah, of all places. Okay. Johnson allegedly instructed the company and others to avoid U.S. Department of Agriculture and state screening mechanisms. How that's totally nothing like Jer hiding the roasting and shipping, right? That's what I'm saying. Perhaps she also used a mill near the creek. Maybe. I don't know. Anything's possible, I suppose. Let's see. She paid multiple people to roast the beans, and some of those roasters suspected, quote, the coffee was from a foreign source and not from Kona based on the information on the coffee's burlap sacks, unquote, according to the indictment. So, this part kind of got cut out of the Kona video that I did, but so what HGOA, what the Hawaii Department of Agriculture does is they oversee the production of the Kona coffee beans and they inspect them all. Now, this part didn't make it into the video, but I'll give you guys a little TLDR session here on this. So, before the beans go off, once they're kind of picked off the trees and the bushes and stuff, and they're bagged and everything, before they go off to be roasted, they all get inspected by HGOA. And HGOA has specific labels and logos that they put on those bags to confirm they've been fully inspected by HGOA. It sounds like in this case with this lady that she was sending these beans off to her roasters telling them, "Oh, they're 100% Kona." And they looked at the bags, and if you work with Kona regularly, you know to look for these things, and when they didn't see these specific labelings or these specific markings on the bags of the unroasted coffee, it started raising some red flags. So, let's see. So it sounds like that's kind of how this all started. Is she was working with some roasters. The roasters started to notice some stuff wasn't quite lining up, and it sounds like maybe they contacted the authorities. Johnson sold her coffee using labels that read 100% Kona coffee from Kona Coffee Cafe and told all of her employees that the coffee was pure. Well, I'm sure it was pure 100% coffee, but I don't think it was 100% Kona coffee. 60 here in Mochi's chat, and it's moving faster than Jarev's 3 chat. Well, that's because y'all are awesome, and I appreciate you guys being here. Good coffee. I live 2 blocks from them, but Utah is also known for being shady, a dropship state, tons of MLMs, fulfillment centers. Yeah, well, that whole bricks and minifigs thing is happening in Utah too, which is wild to me. Which is that's just incredible. That's a whole other issue, that bricks and minifigs thing. So that's a whole other tangent for a different day. But that's also going on in Utah. So Johnson told her employees and customers that the farm that she was sourcing her 100% Kona from was at a location that was higher up in elevation. I don't know if you guys know this, but there's actually snow on the mountains of the Big Island of Hawaii because the elevation goes so high and it gets cold enough up at the peaks of the mountains for there to be snow, which is wild. Bricks and minifigs is a psyop, I know. But so what this lady was claiming was that she was sourcing her beans. She was telling her employees and her customers that she was sourcing the beans from a farm that was located at a higher level elevation on the Big Island that was not affected by this particular coffee borer beetle. And I think that's why Kona is so scarce now, because they've been having this problem with this particular beetle that's like boring into the trees and causing the crops to die. Which is why it's expensive and why it's so limited. So, as you know, we learned in the unsolved coffee video, when you're talking about single origin, stuff like that, pests, bad weather, stuff like that can affect the crop, and it could take a really long time for uh for that to recover. It could take years. So, first Mitt Romney and now this. What the fuck you thought? Yes, but bad button masher. Yes, I agree. Okay. So that's what she told. So that's what this lady told her customers and her employees, that she was sourcing the beans from this farm that was higher up in elevation and didn't really have as big of a problem of this bark beetle. So that's why she was able to offer as much 100% Kona as she was. Turns out, and this was investigated by the FBI, that this particular farm that she referenced closed in the 1980s. So yes, this farm was a thing at one point, but it closed. It shut down in the 1980s, according to federal prosecutors, which is hilarious to me. Is Kona fermented in a special way? Barrel fermentation coffee seems to be all the rage in Europe. No, it's not fermented for Boomer. So Kona, what makes it special is where all the Kona coffee is grown is very close to an active volcano named Mauna Loa, I believe is how you say it. And because this active volcano is always, going and producing ash and lava and etc., it produces minerals that get absorbed into the soil, which affect the taste of the coffee. So that's what makes it taste different. It has to do with the volcanoes and the actual environment where these coffee farms are located. Oh, I'm going to, Pedro. I'm going to. And I will I think I forgot to do this before, but I will put this story in the description link in the video on YouTube. So if you guys want to go and reference it or read it for yourself, I always like giving you guys sources. I will go ahead and do that as well. All right. On November 6, 2023, an undercover law enforcement agent approached Johnson about buying a large amount of coffee. Johnson allegedly told the undercover agent that her coffee was 100% pure and she got it from Person A's farm. Johnson sold the fake coffee on Amazon and used PayPal to funnel money from the sales into her business accounts. Let me read that last sentence again for anyone who might have missed it. Johnson sold the fake coffee on Amazon and used PayPal to funnel money from the sales into her business account. It seems like Amazon has a big issue with the food and beverages that are being sold on their website not actually being what these retailers are claiming it is. And even though Amazon clearly, in their sellers policies, it clearly says if you're selling food or beverages, you have to be within, like, your packaging has to be within FDA compliance. You as a business have to be within FDA compliance. And I don't know if it's just because they have an issue where they have too many of these small companies now trying to sell on Amazon, that it's too much for them to be able to vet anymore. But they have a huge problem of unregulated bullshit going on their website when it comes to food and beverage. And y'all do what you feel is in your best interest. But for me, I'm not buying food or beverages off of Amazon anytime soon, not after everything we learned here. It's Johnson. Her name is Patricia Johnson, Pedro. Amazon is a free-for-all closer to Temu than yeah, that's kind of the impression I've been getting. The more I dig into Amazon and what is being sold on there as far as food and beverage is concerned, that's kind of the impression I have been getting as well. Bear in the Woods over on Kick says this is the problem with online retail. Unless you're doing firsthand inspections, you're just vulnerable to fraudsters. Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, that is very true. And Red Pill Jack on YouTube, maybe Amazon should verify these before allowing sellers onto their service. I agree with you. I think they absolutely should. Now, I don't know if it was that they were just trying to get as many people on Amazon as possible so they could just rake in all that money. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case and if things either got overlooked or the ball got dropped or whatever. But it seems like it's a huge free for all now, and it just for me personally, because I do have, food, I have certain food allergies. I'm sensitive to a few things. My allergies more stem from like dyes and perfumes, and so for stuff like like lotion and body wash and stuff, I have to use all that fragrance free crap, which is fine. But I do have some food sensitivities too. So if, like for me, somebody like me who has food sensitivity, I'm not buying crap from Amazon. No way. No way. I need to be able to see that label and know what's in it. So Soji King on YouTube. Hello. Knives and watches on Amazon are risky buys nowadays. Way too many fakes. That's interesting. That's interesting. It seems like Amazon is just a big old free for all now. You really don't know who you're buying from for the most part. So yeah, they have Coop, you're right. They have the rules there to vet or to sorry, to like protect themselves, right? So like if FDA comes down on them and be like, why are you selling this uncompliant product on your website? They'll say, oh well, we have these policies in place and they're supposed to be doing this, but it's not our fault if they're not. That's probably what they're there for. Or what they're there for, I should say. Pedro, I don't think he does either. I think you're right about that. And for Boomer, yes, I also buy my coffee from the supermarket. Yes. Yes. Um, so they interviewed this lady. Her name is Suzanne Schreiner. She is the vice president of the Kona Coffee Farmers Association. I'm not going to go into her whole statement, but we'll just focus on the last part of her statement. And she is a farmer as well, on the island of Hawaii. And she basically calls what Patricia Johnson did theft. So she's come out. This is an actual farmer who farms coffee beans in the Kona Coffee Belt, and she's come out and said doing this type of shady behavior is theft, plain and simple. Boom. Said it right there. They do enough to cover their ass liability wise. Yes, they do. I would agree with that too, Bear. That they have enough revenue set aside for this. So, if you guys don't know, I work in the insurance industry, and kind of a big part of insurance is something called an E&O fund. So E and O, which stands for errors and omissions. So, for example, if you, just for example, just to kind of keep it simple for you guys, let's say a claim comes in on a homeowner's insurance policy and it gets denied incorrectly, and the reason it gets denied is because something happened that was excluded. So like certain weather events are excluded from coverage on homeowners insurance. But let's say that before the claim was filed, the policyholder called in to their homeowner's insurer and it said, hey, my house got struck by lightning and it burned down. Is this something you guys will cover? If they're told yes over the phone, well, that's something called detrimental reliance, because the homeowner isn't expected to be a policy expert, you know, and they're reliant on the information they're being told by the insurance company. Well, if the insurance company comes back and denies it and says, well, it's excluded, sorry, kind of SOL there, buddy. That's what E&O insurance is there for, because if you get sued, for making and you made the mistake and it's actually your bad, there's actually like a pool of funds that exists specifically for situations like that. And I would imagine a company as big as Amazon would also have some kind of E&O monies set aside for stuff like that. But yeah, that I think you're probably right on that, Bear. Remember when Jared was also selling like dried fruits and taffy or whatever on CBC? Yes. I know. That's what's more scary to me, Red Bull Jack, is the food that they were putting in on like the Mother's Day boxes or the advent calendars for Christmas. We have no frickin' idea where any of that came from. And for Boomer, you're correct. In the end, they're going to make Jeremy the fall guy. Yeah. He's the business owner. Ultimately, he is responsible for it. So. Hi, let me make sure I say your name correctly. Toronto, Toronto. Sorry, my brain could not see the word Toronto there. Toronto Thrash, hello. Well, we are going to start doing live streams. I'm hoping to be able to do a couple a week, but we're at least going to do one a week, and then we'll cover kind of quartering adjacent stories like this, or we'll do kind of like a semi deep dive on certain topics, or we can even talk about different locales if you guys want as well on streams, and just have like a little chit chat and have a good time. Toronto Thrash, thank you. Sorry, my brain did not like, it buffered for like a good long minute there. Hi, kitty. Hi, guys. This is Oreo. She's the Moo Kitty. Anytime you guys see me refer to the Moo Kitty over on over on X or Twitter, this is who I'm referring to. I did see that, Toronto. I did see that. Well, here's the thing. If I stop speaking and stop putting the information out there because I'm afraid my channel is going to get taken down, then that is counterproductive to what I'm trying to do. So the good news is I'm creating an archive of all of my YouTube videos over on Rumble. So there will always be a place for those there. We obviously have Kick as well. So Kick will always be a thing. She is photobombing, isn't she? She's like, I'm the star now. Canada lost to Switzerland yesterday. Safa PPP. No. So, if only there were provisions on websites and general internet usage that protected people, like anti-slap laws. Yeah. Yeah. Well, she's here for Snuggles now, and I'm about to be covered in cat hair, but it's fine. Mikey was banned, yeah. On the 3-year anniversary, and what's so ironic is he got an email earlier in the day from YouTube being like, congratulations for 3 years on YouTube. And on his 3rd anniversary of creating his channel, his channel got taken down, which is incredibly sad. So, okay. So let's keep going here. So this Suzanne Schreiner, again, who is the what is she? The vice president of the Kona Coffee Farmers Association says that consumers can protect themselves by buying direct from growers online or by making sure brands belong to the Hawaii Coffee or Kona Coffee Farmers Associations, which verify their members. So there are protections out there for consumers. I would recommend, if you guys want to buy Kona, that you just go to Hawaii Coffee or Kona Coffee Farmers Associations and either buy local, buy directly from the farmers, or see which businesses they have vetted and buy that way. So, let's see. Hi, you're being very pushy and demanding and taking over the show. um okay. So the State Department of the Attorney General, so this is the Hawaii is this Hawaii? It doesn't say. I would assume this is the Hawaii AG's office, but I could be wrong. Um, Investigators alleged that Johnson was mislabeling pure Kona in 2019. So they're alleging, one of the allegations in this particular court complaint is that this has actually been going on since 2019, as far as the mislabeling is concerned. It's time for the certified letters to the Kona Farmers Association. That might be a step we have to take, Pedro. That might be a step. One of the things that came up from my discussion with Hawaii Department of Agriculture for the first Kona video, one of the things I talked to them about was they had reached out to CBC to start asking questions and verifying where their beans were coming from, or where they were sourcing their Kona from, and CBC just did not answer them at all. That's what HGOA told me. So I don't know, guys. To be frank, I'm not sure he's looking at prison time. I don't necessarily think he's going to see jail. I think it's more likely that he's going to get fined out the ass. I think if criminal charges come down, they're probably going to slap some fines on him. And civil fines can also apply as well. It's not just fines from criminal counts. This is also a civil matter as well. So, let's see. The roaster denied doing let's see, hold on. So in June of 2021, Johnson told state investigators, so that's probably HCOA, that she bought coffee from the same farm and used the same roaster for 25 years. So even if he just pulls the Kona from the store, it's win. I agree. I agree, Pedro. Yeah, Bear, that is something that could happen too. But as the owner, he could be found liable in civil court as the owner. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I don't claim to be a lawyer. This is not my area of expertise at all. But you are correct. Forum Boomer over on Kick says civil court ruined O.J. Simpson. Yes. Sarah says he's a lolcow. They have ridiculous plot armor, so don't get your hopes up. I agree. I don't think I'm not sitting here going, yeah, Jared's going to jail. Listen, I'm not out to ruin this man's life. I'm really not. I just want him to label his shit properly. I want him to be transparent with his customers. I want him to stop grifting his audience and saying he's a Christian when all of his behavior is completely contradictory to that without any sign of remorse. That's all I want. I don't think that's too much to ask. So, Missy's not a lawyer. She only portrays one on TV. I do work with lawyers a lot in my day job, but I am, in fact, not an attorney. I do not claim to be one. Let's see. So after the April 2024 search of Johnson's home and business, she changed the descriptions of the products on her website to indicate that the coffee was blended. Imagine the the FBI. Close enough. The FBI comes knocking on your door of your house, which is what they did to this lady. Starts taking all your money and all your bags of coffee, raids your home, raids your business, raids your safe deposit boxes. And you go, "Oh yeah, maybe I should label this as a blend and not 100% Kona." That's not gonna save you, bitch. I'm sorry, it's not. Oh. His pseudo-Christian grift is the worst. I know. It's the thing that actually upsets me more than anything else. Pedro, you're better than me, Misty. I want this guy begging on the streets instead of online. I get it. I know that there's people that feel that way. And I don't know. I'm not out here looking to ruin the guy. I'm really not. Like I said, my intention in doing all this is to call out the bad behavior. And maybe it's a bit maybe my hopes are set a bit too high. I don't know. I like to try and see the best in people wherever possible, and I would hope that Jer would maybe be a bit more mature about the situation and learn and grow, and maybe I'll see that we're not all out here to you know, we're out here asking for accountability. There are those of us out here asking for accountability. Jer might leave Rumble. I heard him kind of talking about, he's been kind of hinting at that, hasn't he, Bad Button Masher? But where would he go? Would he go back to YouTube? That's the question. If he leaves Rumble, where is he going to go? Johnson case seems to include interstate commerce. That interstate thing might be ruinous. Yes. The interstate thing is kind of like the most important piece to this case from what I can tell. Pedro, that is the point on why we're doing our videos the way that we're doing them. We're out here asking for accountability, not just to, you know, point and laugh, which, again, nothing wrong with pointing and laughing if you're a public figure on the internet. You know, you open yourself up to that. I open myself up to that by doing this stuff like this too. That's fine. You guys want to laugh at me and call me dumb? I don't care. Say what you gotta say. Talk your shit. It's all good. Yeah. Pain, I agree with you. I agree. All right. We're almost at the end of the story. So she changed it on her website to indicate the coffee was blended. The indictment included detailed descriptions of 16 wire transfers between Johnson and the Oakland wholesaler, Oakland probably being Oakland, California. Wholesaler documenting coffee purchases in the hundreds to tens of thousands of dollars. And you cannot sell secret food. Yeah, it's illegal. I mean, we don't really have that great food safety standard. We have some food safety standards here in the States, but definitely our food safety standards are not as they're way less than what exists even in Canada and Europe for sure. Like we're just like, yeah, red 40, go ahead. Yellow 5, throw that in there too. Go right ahead. Uh let's see. 5 other transfers in excess of $10,000 from Johnson's PayPal account to Kona Coffee Cafe's business account are also documented to establish that she transacted funds gained from illegal activity. Federal agents searched Johnson's Lua Place home when, in the quote-unquote early morning hours of April 17th, 2024, numerous government agents in tactical gear and armed with what appeared to be automatic weapons tossed a flashbang. Okay, well, this is coming from the defense attorney, so who knows how accurate that is. The motion, so they filed some motions, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so long story short, I'm gonna drop this in the Kick chat or in both chats for you guys. And again, I will also put this in the YouTube description for you as well for those of you watching on the replay. But the point of this is there are a lot of similarities, or I see a lot of similarities in this particular story to what's going on with Coffee Brand Coffee. And I think it's important to look at stories like this because they are, it's a warning in a sense. It's kind of like I said, the ghost of future Christmas scenario, right? Like this is a, hey, if you keep going down this same path, this is what your life could turn into. And I think that is why I wanted, or not that I think, I know that's why I wanted to talk about this lady, because I think it's important to talk about the fact that it's not just that these laws exist, but that the feds are willing to pull the trigger and go after people who are doing this. Bad Button Masher. I watched Quartering since 2018. Last 3 years, his content took a nosedive. The blueberry coffee actually wasn't bad. And I've heard that too, that his coffee actually isn't that bad. It's probably, I've heard it's mid, like mid at best. The problem with the coffee is that it's just way too expensive. So. Ghost of Christmas, bust your ass. Uh-huh. Variable recall, hello. Are you a coffee lover? If so, what is your favorite kind of coffee and how do you prepare it? I definitely do enjoy coffee. My favorite way to drink it is cold brew, or iced coffee, because I live in Arizona and we are in the time of the year that I like to call reverse winter hell, which is it's summer, meaning that it's going to be 110 degrees every single day until about October, mid-October, and it'll be 80 degrees at night. So your aircon is just running 24/7. It's too hot to go outside and do anything. We're about to head into monsoon season, which means that we get thunderstorms frequently. And when you're talking about high humidity on top of 110 degree heat, that's about 45 Celsius, 43, 45 Celsius for those of you outside of America. It's not fun. So I call it reverse winter because everybody stays inside and then we all come out again in like freaking January. So I like to drink iced coffee for that reason. I have a cold brew kit here at home. And I really just buy, it kind of depends. I like to switch it up. Typically I'll just buy plain old medium roast ground and I'll use that to make my cold brew. But I do also have a coffee grinder, and sometimes if I go to the store and I see something that's on sale that looks interesting, I'll go, ooh, and I'll buy that. And so I do change it up from time to time. So da, 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 da. Sound horrible? Yeah, it gets gross this time of year, unfortunately. Blonde roasts have more caffeine than dark roasts. Yes, they do. Well, Toronto, here's the other thing too. There really should, let's just talk about the unflavored coffee for a second here. The unflavored coffee really only needs to have 2 things on the bag to get the FDA off of CBC's back. The name and address of the manufacturer where the coffee is roasted, and the date that the coffee was roasted, right? You know, most things, I'm sure if you go in your pantry and you look at your non-perishable things, if you look at the bottom or on the back, there's probably either a manufacturing date listed or there is an expiry date that's listed. And of the 2 things that I have bought from CBC, there was no roasting date listed and there was no expiration date on it. So who knows? We have to just take their word for it, which is, I'm not comfortable. For me personally, I'm not comfortable with that. Da, 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 da. Sounds like perfect cold brew season. Got to try more of it out. Yeah, absolutely. I'm a big cold brew girly. He gets his coffee from Mill Creek, which is a small batch roaster, so probably fresher roast. Yeah, I would agree, Sarah. I would agree with that. But it's still nice to know, like, problem is we don't know how long the coffee has been sitting, because we know his coffee is not selling very well, because the only designations on the website are of multiples of an item being sold are like the blueberry cobbler, for example, that have the 50 plus items sold in the last month designation. Not all of the flavors have that. And there are a lot of other coffee roasters or coffee, not coffee roasters, but coffee companies on Amazon that have like thousands of items sold. So it's, for me, it's more of a question of, it's not that they're not roasting it to order. It's just more of like, how long has it been sitting there type deal. But if you got directly from Mill Creek, it would be even fresher roast, like a super press. Yes. Yeah, I agree with you, Sarah. Yes. Let's see. Like coffee freezies where it's like a Slurpee. Ooh. You know, I thought about buying, and maybe this will be something that I'll eventually get for my kitchen. I love a good kitchen gadget. So I really want to get a Ninja Slushie, the Ninja Slushie maker, and I want to like be able to make my own like slushies at home. And coffee slushie just sounds really good. So, Celsius, what's that in real measures? So summer, like today, Red Pool, the high here locally today is 110 Fahrenheit. It's hot. Let's see. So I did have one other webpage I wanted to show you guys about Ms. Johnson here, and then we can kind of chit chat and talk about whatever you guys like. But this, I actually went to Pacer, which is the online court access for all U.S. federal courts, and I pulled the actual court case, the criminal docket for Patricia Johnson, to kind of see where they are on this. So, so you can see it is, the case title is USA v. Johnson. Her pending counts include fraud by wire, radio, or television, engaging in monetary transactions, and tampering with a witness, victim, or informant, obstructing an official proceeding. So these are her charges, her pending charges that are being alleged. She's pled not guilty to all of these charges. So this is the actual court docket. And this is all public record, by the way. So we're not doxing or revealing any private information. This is all publicly accessible information. So this is this is basically just kind of all pre-trial stuff. The most important thing here is at the bottom, which this actually occurred this year. So on February 2nd, 2026, or sorry, let's back up a little bit. January 29th, 2026, the parties, so the plaintiffs the federal government, the prosecution, and the defense came to an agreement on trial dates. So jury selection is scheduled to begin on February 1st, 2027, with the trial commencing shortly after jury selection. And then motions and responses are due by these dates here in November of this year. And then there is the pre-trial conference in December. So things are still a bit of a ways out. And I would imagine if they're alleging over 12 years of fraud and misusing the Kona name, that's probably a lot of discovery to go through. So these dates kind of make sense to me. So yeah, so court is scheduled for 2027. Now, if this is something that we want, if the Kona drama continues, we'll definitely follow up on this as it relates to Jer. But I just thought that this was kind of interesting in regards to the fact that this is an actual active criminal court case going on right now about mislabeling Kona coffee, which is wild to me. So, but yeah, that is all I had. I mean, that's what I had to talk about with you guys today. I thought it would just be like a fun to do, just kind of like a quick little chit chat about this actual case and how that all works, etc., etc. But if you guys want, I mean, by the way, if you guys want, I mean, we can definitely talk about some other stuff. We can, if you wanted, I mean, we could do kind of like a quick react to Jared's live stream today. I don't have anything edited, so we would just be going straight to his Rumble page to react to things, which could be a little dangerous. For boredom reasons, of course. But yeah. But we can just sit and chit chat for a while if you guys would like to as well. Toronto on YouTube says, when I worked in a grocery store a long time ago, some hefty geek, he looked like a computer nerd, came in and would buy every tray of coffee flavored yogurt, and pretty sure it had caffeine. It probably did. It probably did. And for Boomer Reverend Kick says, however, more probable to me seems to be the case that master of marketing, Mr. Jeremy Hambley, came up with it precisely for a future sale. Yeah, maybe. Hey, Neckbone McGrizzle, how are ya? Good to see you. He canceled the Friday and Monday stream? Shut up. No, he didn't. Did he really? Hold on. Hold on. I'm going to X. Hold on. Did he post that anywhere? Cornering. Oh, he said no. Okay, he did tweet no 2 p.m. show today, which we figured when he didn't show up. We'll be back next week with a very special guest Tuesday. It sounds like he may have confirmed Tobuscus for Tuesday. Bro, his freaking timeline is just all full of race baiting. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, I tweeted, yeah, on his man. I just saw that. Toronto's asking, does Misty dance with her cat when Raw Quarter Pounder plays the music on Kick? Typically, so Arizona is on the same time schedule as California. So I'm on Pacific time right now, which means that when because Raw Quarter Pounder likes to go live like an hour before Jared's stream starts, which means for me, he's going live at like 5 a.m. And so I don't quite wake up that early. I'm usually up and at my desk ready to work by 6 because I work on East Coast time. And so I do catch the last little bit of like the last 15 minutes or so of the music, and I sit here and I just kind of like bop out with my headphones on and get ready to start my day. So let's see. It's worth he's sucking up to Tobuscus. That guy has some serious mental issues, and yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I have my own personal feelings about that. It's very odd to me. He just the way that Toby's been acting on X just seems a very very strange. So he might go. Well, he he may have canceled. I don't know. I guess we'll show up tomorrow, and if he's not there, then I guess we know, right? He has been talking about that he has been talking about, oh, there's no news going on right now, you guys. The news is slow, which it's not. Didn't the Supreme Court rule today that illegal immigrants coming over the Mexican border have absolutely no rights here in this country? And that was like a 9-0 decision. You couldn't think to talk about that at all today? Guess not. Soj King, it could be Chrissy, but with as much as he's been trying to glaze Tobuscus the last few days, like the last week essentially, my money would be more so on a Tobuscus appearance than a Chrissy appearance. Old Jer Bear's guess is gonna suck. Yeah. What's the name of his Tuesday show? The Amazing Racist? It might be. Somebody replied at quartering to see if Andy Worski was going to be the guest on Tuesday. Did he hide the tweet? Arizona's like, F daylight savings. Simon spends the year split between Pacific. Yes, we do. Although there is legislation making its way through Congress right now to make daylight savings time permanent, which would be amazing because I have to live my life, no joke, in 3 different time zones. Like trying to plan my days. I'm like constantly switching time zones in my head, and it's frustrating. Imagine if the quartering stoops so low that he becomes an oversized boy toy for Nick Fuentes' entourage. Oh my goodness. He got felted on all his replies even after locking it down on X. Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny. Let's see. Pedro, yes. I saw that. If y'all aren't checking out Raw Quarter Pounder over on Kick, it's a great time over there. I'm in that chat every day. We all hang out, we all have a good time. We sit and laugh at Jared. It's fun. So if you're ever awake in the morning and you don't really have a lot going on or a lot to do, come up by the Raw Quarter Pounder chat. Hang out with us. Have a good time. Laugh at Jared. It's funny. Sarah says his coffee is way overpriced. You could buy it from any small batch roaster in the country. Yes. You can. Absolutely. But does the Supreme Court have anything to do with Carmelo? Not yet. Bear in the Woods. Not yet. Tire tracks in the reflecting pool is big news. I mean, for Jarrett would be. Yes. Oh boy. We spend 2/3 of the year on daylight savings time as it is. We are on a normal time, barely a third of the year. Yeah, I agree, Red Pill Jack. Like, daylight savings exists so long now. What is it? It's like March through November or something like that. That it really should just be a permanent thing at this point. So, Fat Tony, hi Fat Tony, how are you? I think Jared is going to get divorced after he hits the I think in Wisconsin they said it's the 20-year mark. They have to be married for 20 years for the alimony thing to kick in. But yes. So, all right, you guys. A little bit of a shorter one today. We made it almost 2 hours. That's good. That's pretty much a Jer stream. But we had good conversation, and we were able to possibly look into the future a little bit. So I think we're gonna go ahead and leave it here. I'm gonna do some more research over the weekend to do some more live streams next week for you guys, and we can do more kind of like one-off topics like this, or we can talk about other locales, just anything you guys have, any suggestions. I'm always open to stuff you guys might be interested in. Feel free to leave, either shoot me a tweet over on Twitter, or leave a comment in the description of a video or the live stream, whatever. Feel free to let me know if there's something you think might be interesting. That's how we came up with this topic today. There's we had some people suggest it. So yeah. But thank you guys. I appreciate y'all for being here. Oh no, I said the thing, the weekend. Well, it is Thursday after all. I can't believe it's Thursday. Where is this week gone? Holy. But yeah, I appreciate you guys so much. We're gonna go out the way we came in. I am gonna play our special custom theme song from Bear in the Woods. Shout out Bear in the Woods over on Kick. Appreciate you. Thank you for doing this. But thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your day. I will talk to y'all very soon. Bye, everybody.